Good. You're welcome again to another edition of Mainstream Main Gist, where we bring you a lot of the happenings behind the power sector with a special focus on hydropower. The last edition we had Dami and Tony, all the way from Canada, the KGS team, and they came to talk about safety in management of dams. It was a very, very interesting session. It was filled with a lot of information that I expect our viewers are going to send questions to us when we post the videos, and they will be answered in due time. Again, we have today very, very profound resource persons who I promise you would give us, those golden nuggets of the hydropower sector, and you will again be left wanting more. Without titillating you too much, I would allow them to introduce themselves once again, starting from my right.
Why, thank you, Benga. Thank you so much for having me today. My name is Margaret Trias. I'm based in Canada. My background is I have about 25 years of consulting engineering experience.
Wow.
So I started off my career as a hydrotechnical engineer, so the hydrology,
Wow.
the dam safety, on that side. And then I gradually moved to the environment and social side. Mm-hmm. So I was able to see both sides of dam development and dam management, which was always very interesting for me. And then I became a hydropower sustainability specialist. So that's mostly where I work. And I work with Dami and Tony on emergency management, preparedness and planning.
Fantastic.
And here I am.
Very rounded, Margaret. Very rounded.
Very happy to be here.
Fantastic. It's an honor to have you. Thank you so much. And of course, our customer, you've been here more than once, so we will have you come over and over and over again. Please introduce yourself to viewers who are watching for the first time.
All right, it's good to be back. My name is Dami Adedapo. I'm a principal engineer with KGS Group in Canada. And I've been in this business now for about 25 years. And focus is really dam safety, hydropower development. I've been working with Margaret and Tony. We've been going to different places in Africa. We're in China last month. And doing the same thing, providing training on dam safety, public safety around dams, and hydropower development.
Fantastic.
When we leave here, we're heading to Ghana for the same. So
amazing. You guys do a lot of traveling. A lot of traveling. What you said sort of spurred me to want to throw a curveball, which I'll leave to the end, to the very, very end. I know, apologize. But then it was going to be a curveball around practices all around where you've been. They have to be the same because you're managing the same structure and things like that. But don't answer that. I'm going to go to the first one first. Right. Dam operators. I guess they're like a web, right? And there needs to be a relationship. So is it a disadvantage or an advantage to have a relationship with other dam operators in any corridor where they exist? Is this an advantage or a disadvantage? I'm going to start with you, Dami.
Yeah, I don't think dam operators anywhere, including Nigeria, have any other choice than to work together. Interesting. Because whatever you do upstream affects the people downstream. So, for instance, it just happened to be that Mainstream operate Kanji Dam and Jebba.
Absolutely.
Whatever water you release from Kanji Dam, eventually we end up at Jebba. So, when we look at how dam owner interact, there is a critical need to work together as a team and to follow similar regulation and to abide by the same standard. So, I'm aware that Zungeru, Mainstream operates Zungeru, but another company operates Shiroro. But you need to work together as a team in sync. Whatever they release over there, you're going to get as Zungeru. So communication is very important. Working towards the same standard is very important.
I see.
And when it comes to managing flood, managing emergencies, you have no choice. You have to work together. And so that's part of what we are here to educate people about and to help facilitate some of those communications.
Interesting. Margaret?
Yeah, no, I think you're completely correct, Dami. And I also think that different owners learn from each other. When you get to work with them and coordinate your operations with them, you also learn, they do things one way and you might do things differently. And you learn from each other.
Absolutely.
And that's technology transfer, that's knowledge transfer. That's all.
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely,
positive.
absolutely. So it's not a wild west situation, if you like. It must be something coordinated, something deliberate and intentional. That's what I'm hearing.
That's right. I mean, look at Jebba Dam, discharges into is on Niger. If Mainstream is releasing water from Jebba Dam, and you also have significant water being released out of Zungeru, they all meet upstream of Lokoja thereabout. If you have those two floods coming at the same time, the impact will be significant. So there's a need to have conversations together. There's a need to manage the basin together.
Oh, interesting. This is quite interesting. I know it's something that needs to be out there so
Yes.
people can understand the need for coordination, if you like, so to speak. Now, an aspect of dam operations is, from what I've read, dams are built to last for an average of 100 years if properly maintained. That is that's the only way they can last that long. I understand, as we were saying before the program, that there's actually a dam in Spain that's up more than 2,000 years.
That's right.
Oh, interesting.
That's right. We
Yeah.
visited one also in China when we were there last month. It's been around for over 2,000 years. So dams, they can be forever
Wow.
if you look
Wow.
after them.
Wow.
Yes.
So that basically hauls us into the next aspect, Margaret, sustainability.
Sustainability.
You can't have structures that last more than 100 years without thinking about sustainability.
That's true. That's true. And sustainability is a very broad term. And some people wonder, where does sustainability start and where does it end? Well, it's very broad and it means a lot of things, right? And there's actually a standard for hydropower sustainability. There's a
Interesting.
standard, you can get a certification, and it's, like I said, sustainability in the broad sense. So it covers your environmental, social, and governance aspects of your facility, but it also covers other things like dam safety, infrastructure safety. And infrastructure safety in this standard is not only limited to dam safety, it's also electrical safety, road safety. So it's in the broad sense. It also covers community benefits, resettlement, climate change, and then other more technical topics like hydrology, sediment transport, what happens to the sediment that gets trapped behind the dam, and how that might affect deltas of rivers. If all the sediment is not transported down, what you do about those impacts. So sustainability is very broad. But more and more companies are actually undertaking these assessments of how sustainable their
Companies like
facilities
Mainstream
are.
Energy Solutions.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll get there because I have very confident that they do quite well with these with an assessment of the standard, and it's a standard that's you certify sustainability of a facility for a period in time. It's like an audit. It's a snapshot.
I see.
So you can certify a project in its planning stage, and that's a project on paper, right? So what are
Yes.
your plans in place?
Yes.
What's your dam safety management and emergency management going to look like? How are you dealing with the communities for the project? So everything on paper. And then you can do it again during construction, because construction of a project is a totally different story.
Yes.
So
yes.
there are a lot of impacts that are very visible and felt by nearby communities during that phase.
Interesting.
And you have to be very careful during construction to keep the communities on board with the project.
Interesting.
That social acceptability.
Interesting.
You have to maintain that. And then during operations, you have to continue to maintain a good relationship with your communities.
Interesting. And these standards you mentioned, Margaret,
Yes.
such a culture, they are global standards, aren't
Yes,
they?
they're
Oh,
global
fantastic.
standards.
Fantastic.
So they've been used, and it's been used in Africa, in Europe, in North America, in South America, in Asia. It's been used all over the world.
Very interesting. So that means you see what Margaret is saying is that a lot of times people see, case in point, I'm not blowing our horn, but when people operate dams, people don't know there's so much stuff going on behind operating dams.
That's right.
Some of the things Margaret is saying, all these standards, you make sure this happens, make sure this happens. Sustainability, it's like you said, it's just used broadly, but there's just so much going on
That's right.
when it comes to operating dams.
That's right. It's a good example. I mean, look at even Kanji Dam that Mainstream currently operates. When you look at that structure, it was built in the 60s.
1969,
And
yeah.
I mean, we're just there yesterday. It's just starting.
Amazing, amazing.
You know, so
Yeah.
there's still many decades and centuries that structure
Good to
would be around for. There will, you know, a facility like that. It's not unusual for us to see fourth, fifth generations
Wow.
of employees where the grandparent worked
Yes.
there, the great grandparent worked there. So
Interesting.
Yes.
that is what
Amazing.
you're going to experience here as well. But yes, I mean, this investment being made every year, almost on a continual basis by Mainstream to ensure that. So when we talk about sustainability, it's not cheap. And those dams that have been around for 2,000 years, they were maintained.
Absolutely.
And that's what we need to continue
Absolutely.
to
Coming.
see.
I mean, it's water.
here in
Water would have
Africa.
washed them away.
That's right.
it? So,
right.
just before we go, I have this final question for both of you, right? And I'll still make I'll sort of refer to the conversations we were having about a dam that's 2,000 years old. History. What is it about dams now that was different 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago? What is different?
Yes.
Because if they're going to last 100 years, like you said, Kainji was built in the 60s. So some things have changed. So over time, what has changed up until this moment that we're talking about when it comes to dam operations?
Yes. So many things have changed for better when it gets to dam. I mean, like I was referring to the trip we made to China recently. We're not talking about smart dam, believe it or not. Just like we have iPhone,
Yes, smartphone,
high-tech,
smart this,
AI. So that is the era that we're in now in terms of dam, where we're able to build dams now by robotic equipment. They're already doing that in China, so it's not something that we're waiting for. It's already here, and you will start to see that all over the world. New product, new material, like you have at Zongeru, that's the first big RCC dam in Nigeria. We're seeing bigger dams, mega dams. You know, you have dams
Interesting.
over 250 meters now in Africa. One of the tallest in the world, RCC product. So in terms of the material that we're using to build dams, that has changed. It has evolved. In terms of how big we're able to now build dams, that has also evolved over time. The technology that goes into the turbines, into the generator, that has also evolved over time. So those changes, they're now being driven mostly by technology now, right? So that is now allowing us to build bigger dams, safer dam as well. We're able to predict flood better than we were able to do 100 years ago.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
again, that helps with reliability, flood management, flood forecasting, public safety. So yeah, so dams continue to evolve, and it's good to see organizations like Mainstream trying to continue to keep up with all the changes happening.
Absolutely. A
in
lot
the
of
dam
our operations
industry.
went digital. Initially, they were manual.
Yes.
You had to do a lot of manual operations, but now
Yes.
they're digital.
Yes.
You know, and I'm sure, like you said, it's proceeding and going on, advancing.
Yes.
Last curveball towards you, talking about community relations. Has that
Yes.
advanced as well?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, because dam owners understand that they have to be good neighbors with their neighbors.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? So-
absolutely.
If you had a good relationship before building your dam and then it went sour during construction, you're going to have a hard time winning them back during operation, right? So it's important to maintain a good relationship with your communities all the time. And I think Mainstream does that
Oh, absolutely.
very well.
We have this the mechanism of the of corporate social responsibility, Mainstream Foundation. Huge influence.
Yes.
Huge
Yes.
influence. So
Yes.
so I think, okay, yeah, maybe that's a question I should have answered because that didn't happened when the dam was constructed.
Right.
Only in the couple of years that the company has taken over.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess it will continue to evolve, I guess, over time.
Correct,
We need to
correct.
be. Okay.
And even in the cases where you have a lot of resettlement, so when the resettlement of communities that were in, say, a reservoir area was done years ago, and now you have a dam, it's good practice now to maintain a relationship with the resettled people, to make sure that their livelihoods have been improved. So there's a lot on the social side also that has evolved for the better.
Fantastic. Well, very true, very true, very true. Are you going to come back if we invite you?
Yes, of course. It'll be a pleasure to be back.
Thank you so very much. It's been
Thank you, Benga.
an amazing moment with you guys. And I know you'll be traveling very soon, but please let me extract the promise that you will come back here once you're back in town again.
Yes.
Thank you so much. You guys have so much experience, and I hope our viewers have tapped into some of those things you've said. And like we said, you can always ask questions. Send the questions to us, type them out, send them to us, and we will send them to Dami, Margaret, and we will give you answers. We have come once again to the end of Mainstream Main Gist, and we hope to see you in the next edition. Thank you very much.